a great sounding lightweight Honda 4-cylinder. Oh, you've just dribbled lube all over the car.
Dribbled sticky lube.
You join us here at Hack Engineering for episode 2 of the E36 Touring Revival. Not really sure what we're calling it, to be honest, but so the response from episode 1 was pretty good. We asked essentially for everyone to vote on what engine they thought should live in this, and there were quite a few votes for Toyota 1JZ, 2JZ.
I'm not sure you can call it a vote if you're not going to listen to anyone's votes.
Well,
just look at the USA, that's all I'm saying. It doesn't go down there.
Let's not get into politics. Yeah, I mean, they're sort of votes that, although yes, they're great engines, and if I wanted 1,000 horsepower in this, would be an idea, but I don't. And really, we wanted to move things on a step from the S54 by moving to an aluminium block, which they're not. So aluminium block engines, there are quite a few votes for the S65, which mega engine. It was very much in my mind at one point, but that's something we've sort of steered away from for the moment at least. LS engines, brilliant engines, but as I said before, love revs. So the engine we've gone for is something a little bit controversial, shall we say. Honda K24. So anyone that knows really the potential in these engines will probably completely understand my choice and be applauding to your computer screen or phone screen or whatever you're watching it on now. Anyone who doesn't probably thinks I'm an absolute idiot and it's the worst engine choice ever and it's sacrilege. So let me explain. First of all, we've just become the exclusive UK dealers for K-Power Industries and their range of BMW parts. So they do essentially a complete swap kit to put one of these in a BMW E30, which is, well, it's mega. It's such a perfect engine for one of those in normally aspirated form or forced induction. You know, it's lightweight, it's revvy, makes really good power, plenty of tuning capabilities. Putting it in an E36 is slightly more difficult. The oil pump location on it is basically pretty much exactly where I'm sat, right over the steering rack and I'm cross member. So there's going to be a little bit of work involved in that, but we can use the rest of K-Power's parts to pretty much bolt it into this, get it working, and then what you've got there is an engine that weighs absolutely nothing, can sit right far back in the engine bay, and if we put a turbo on it, they seem to quite reliably make 500 horsepower at the wheels, which is absolutely plenty for this, exactly the kind of power figure I had in mind for it, to really move it on a massive step from 350 horsepower to the S54. So it's a bit of a no-brainer in my mind. It's something I've been toying with the idea of for quite some time, and then with K-Power's range of mounts and transmission adapters and things like that, it means that I can bolt that engine to a BMW gearbox, I can bolt some mounts to it, I can put it straight on here, and that's most of the work done. And then all the tuning parts for it and turbo manifolds and everything, pretty cheap. And because the engine sits far more upright than the BMW engine, you've got so much more room to play with. And we can make a package that really works on what will probably be a pretty much unopened K24 engine. So I'm sorry to all those who think we should be putting a BMW engine in it. Part of me still agrees with you, and it doesn't mean I love BMW engines any less. But for this car, I've always wanted to do something a little bit different, especially if it's an estate. And there it is. Sorry, folks. To give you a little bit more detail about exactly what we're doing with this, this is the K24 I bought. As you can see, I've started stripping it down. This is from an Accord. It's a K24 A3. If my memory serves me correctly, it's 195 horsepower or so from factory. 2.4 litre, all aluminium. It's got a variable cam timing on the intake as well as VTEC. This one looks pretty crusty, and that's because it's probably been by the sea somewhere for quite a while, and it's got 180,000 miles on it. So it'll be interesting to see how much boost we can put into it reliably. These engines seem to go on forever, and well, it'd be pretty boring if we used it tried and tested method and didn't push it in some way or another. So this hasn't been the most popular decision with everyone in the unit, Alex especially, despite liking Hondas in some ways. I think he pretty much hates me for doing this to the touring. In his opinion, the only thing Hondas are good for is motorbikes or something like that, or doing burnouts on motorbikes.